Section 2.2, exploring credit card use. Okay, so I'm going to give a disclaimer. We use technology in this section of this chapter, and the technology that we use, they provided technology with the textbook, but we're dealing with credit cards, and credit cards are compounded daily, and there's no daily option. So we can't use the technology that the textbook gave us. So because we can't use this, we're going to use a different technology, a different website, and we don't get the same answer as the textbook. And I've written them an email and told them this, but I haven't got an answer just yet. So use your textbook to give you a ballpark figure to say it's close, but your answers will all be a little bit off. But the real point of all what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to decide which option's better. So the difference will still be obvious, but the two answers will be different, okay? So again, you will not get the same answers as the back of your book. I'm working on figuring out why. However, it will give you a ballpark, and we still will have the relationship of which one's better. Okay. So Jaden saw a new sound system he wanted for sale for $23.95, including taxes. He has to buy it in credit. He has first options. So he can use his new bank credit card, which has an interest of 14.5% compounded daily. Because this credit card is new, he has no outstanding balance. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this information into a credit card calculator. Okay, so he's going to borrow $26.23.95 on his credit card. His interest, they said, was 14.5%, and he said he could afford, look up here, it says, with most credit cards, he would not pay any interest if he paid it off. However, Jaden cannot afford to do this. Both cards require a minimum monthly payment of 2.1%, but Jaden is confident that he could make a regular payment of $110. So he's going to make a regular payment of $110. Okay, so this calculates that in each month how much he's paying. Notice both of these, every single thing adds up to 110. Okay, and it says how much of that goes towards interest and how much goes towards the principal. Okay, and the reason the difference, I think the difference between us and the textbook is this last payment would still have some interest, and it doesn't show that. So I think that's the reason why we have the difference, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, so this says he pays $491 in interest plus his initial amount. So we're just going to add how much that is. And you know, we don't need a big calculator for that. We just need this kind. Okay, 26.23.95 plus 491. So he pays 3,114.95. Let's write that down. Okay, so that's how much total he pays. Okay, let's look at the second option. So it says that when he applies for the store credit card, it offers him an immediate rebate of $100. So instead of it being $26.23.95, it's $25.23.95. But it has a interest rate of 19.3%. Okay, so we're going to go to this calculator, and we said that it was $100 off. The interest rate was 19, what was it again? 19.3%, and he's still going to make those regular payments, okay? So now it calculated instantly that his total interest is going to be $651, okay? So, and again, I think where the discrepancy came, oh no, he still paid some interest the last one. I don't know. Okay, so 651 plus 2523. $651 of interest, plus he paid back his amount, 25, 23.95. So he paid a total of 3,174.95. 3,174.95. Okay, so it's obvious which option is better. This option is better because he will spend $60 less on that sound system. Okay? So just a couple things to note. Incentive or promotions are sometimes offered to entice people to use credit cards. For example, an immediate cash rebate may be offered on the first purchase. Low interest rates, rewards, or no annual fees may also be offered. The full cost of borrowing should be considered before making a decision about using a credit card. This includes the total interest charged as well as the total payments and the time it will take to pay off the balance. Okay, so looking back at our example, this one had the incentive. Ooh, you get $100 off, but you end up still paying more for the stereo in that case because you have that higher interest rate. Okay, even though you have a higher interest rate on a lower amount, it still in the end worked out to be more expensive that route. Credit cards usually have a minimum amount that must be paid each month based on a percent of the outstanding balance. If there is no outstanding balance from the previous month and the new balance is paid off in full by the payment due date, no interest is charged. Okay, so having a credit card is fine if you pay off, if you have no outstanding balance from the previous month. Okay, so if you have a due date, just pay it off. You can put as much money as you want on your credit card as long as you keep paying it off. It's when you don't pay it off when you have interest. If a credit card does not have an outstanding balance and is used for a single purchase, it can be treated as a loan. Okay, the purchase price is the principal borrowed and the regular payments can be made until the balance is paid off. The cost of using credit is not just the amount of interest charged. There are incentives such as cash rebates that reduce the principal. This may end up costing more in interest but result in a lower total loan payment amount. Okay? And this website that has the calculator that you'll need for this section, I will put on the course on your foundations. I haven't put it just yet, but I'll put the link there so you can use this. And again, your answer will be slightly off from the answer book, but it'll still be in the ballpark.